Hello everybody, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about an album that I've made. It's called Earth Elements. If you haven't listened to it already, you can listen to it on Spotify, it's on YouTube Music, it's on Amazon Music, iTunes, Apple Music. It will be on all the streaming platforms soon. So I do encourage you guys to listen if relaxing music is what you're looking for. It's very calming. It's calming music. Okay, like who loves the sound of rain? I love the sound of rain. I love the sound of streams, waterfalls, singing birds. And I thought I can use all this audio, which I did go and get myself, and I could make an album of that. I basically went out with a microphone and I recorded the waves, the sound of the waves of my local beach. I recorded the birds, the dawn chorus in the morning, the rain. There's actually a video on my channel about me going to get some rain audio. So that rain sound is from that time. I've also went to get audio from a place called Dartmoor where there's a waterfall and streams. It's quite a heavy stream, it's a heavy waterfall sound, so I used that in one of my songs. And obviously, did I mention the birds? I can't remember if I mentioned the birds. So yes, I recorded all the audio myself. Oh, the wind! Let me talk to you about this song. The song Air of the Island, I recorded the wind audio from Mallorca, which is a Balearic island of Spain. And I was visiting my parents, my mum and my stepdad, and they said, and my stepdad's sitting on the sofa and he said, if you want a good audio, record this. And at the time when I was there, it was a windstorm. And he opened the door very slightly and the wind coming in, it was howling and whistling and it was so beautiful, the sound. And I was like this with my microphone, I was going shh, while I just recorded this 5-minute recording. And so I used that in my song Air of the Island. So it's a very meaningful song. What instruments did I use in the album? Instruments, so obviously Native American style flute, but which flutes did I use? So I've actually got 6 flutes in my collection, but the ones I used were these 4. So this one is E flat and it sounds like this. So that's that one. I used that in the song Earth Elements. This is actually the flute that is on the album cover. That was one of my first flutes. It's a very special flute. This one I used, the song Storm Energy is this flute in G, and it's to the sound of thunderstorm, which I recorded out of my bedroom window. Because obviously where I live there's a lot of cars, there's a lot of people, so in the audio there were actually a lot of like car doors and people talking, and then the rain changes as well. So I had to do a bit of editing to try and make it sound a bit more smoother because it was being used for a song. So I wanted the thunderstorm to more like for a song thunderstorm because it's, you know, it's for music. So I basically had to like create a thunderstorm out of the thunderstorm that I recorded. So I had to take bits out and put it back together in a way where it sounded like an actual thunderstorm without the people in it, without car doors in it. So that was quite challenging, but I did it and it was cool. So I basically did that one with this flute, which is a key of G. I'll just show you what it sounds like. was that one. So that was in Storm Energy. So this song I used in The Wisdom of Water. I'll just show you what it sounds like. So I used that one in The Wisdom of Water with the sound of a stream. Or it was like a heavy stream, or waterfall from Ventford, from Dartmoor. Now this flute I used in a lot of my songs. This one, I have really grown to love it. I've loved it since I've had it. It's a high spirits flute. It's called a double nova and it's in F sharp. And I just love the sound of this flute. I definitely think the wood has something to do with it. This wood is cedar, and I honestly think that has something to do with why I love it so much. It's just such an amazing sound. I use this one in a song called Nocturnals, which is just pure flute, and I played that in Elyseaan mode, and it was just the sound of this flute and nothing else. And honestly, I love that song. I love it. I just love the tune that I played, and I love the way I played it. It was just really nice. I mean, it was quite powerful, I think. So that was this one. My last song on the album is called 11 Degrees. I named it 11 Degrees because I made it during the time of year where it was about 11 degrees outside. So the nature of the song actually sounds like it's got this kind of energy of that time of year where you're kind of transitioning. So you're kind of transitioning from winter to spring. So this 11 degrees is like winter to spring, autumn to winter. So it's that feeling where either everything's just starting to wake up or it's just starting to go to sleep. It's that kind of feeling. So that song to me is really special. The name just came to me and I love it. But it's very special because it's the first song I've ever made where I'm playing the guitar. Now, I'm not a guitarist. I'm actually just beginning to learn the guitar. So my teacher's been really helpful and he gave me a few chords to match this flute. So I basically used those to make a song with this. And I love it. I just love that song. It's really nice. Let me show you the sound of this and then I'll talk about a few other instruments quickly. The other instrument I used is this, my shamanic drum, which I made this myself. It's very special to me. I actually made a drawing about the birthing of this drum. And so this drum's really special because I made it, and also I made this, which is a beater. I feel like there's a rattle in there. I can hear a rattle. Sometimes my bird gets his seeds in there and it rattles. So I'm hoping there's nothing like that in there. So that's that one. So that was in Air of the Island and Earth Elements, and it's the first time I've ever made a song with my drum. So another instrument that is in my album is so that was in 11 Degrees, my wonderful guitar. What else? Oh, obviously some sounds from my DAW. I use Logic Pro and I love it. But you might hear occasionally and very faintly in the background in a few of my songs, you might hear a little ting, ting, a little bell ringing. And that's my budgie in his little home. So they're the instruments. So there's some quirkiness in there. I kind of wanted variety as well, and if you notice, my album is obviously called Earth Elements, so I kind of wanted to get across earth, air, fire, water. So the earth is obviously, for me, what represents, in my music, what represents the earth. Obviously all the sounds are in it because they're on the earth, but actually the drum to me is very earthy. It's got this really earthy kind of feel to it. I don't know why, it just feels earthy. The drum is the earth for me, like this is earthy, this sound. So if I ever want to make earthy songs where it's grounding or shamanic, then I would work with this drum, definitely. So that's like the earth. There's obviously lots of water in the album, so there's heavy streams, there's heavy streams, waterfall, rain, so there's water, a lot of water, waves. There's also the wind, which is air. Now, getting a fire audio was difficult because I don't really have anywhere I can just light a fire and record the sound of the crackling wood, which I would have loved to have done. And I do still want that audio in my sound library, so I'm going to try and get that later in the year. So I thought, well, how can I get across this fire element in my songs in the album? So Winter Sunrise for me is like a fire element because of the sunrise energy, the sun energy. So Winter Sunrise has fire in it. So does, which one? And it's like other songs as well. So like I often think of Light and Dark as well. So Nocturnals was something I felt like it sounded a bit more mysterious in the scale that I was playing. So Nocturnals was like, it's kind of like that mystery of the night, but wonderful. It's that appreciation and for that kind of nighttime energy. Think of all the animals that are awake at night, and you know, when you see their eyes glowing and things like that. So that's kind of what Nocturnals was about for me. Right, let's talk about my inspirations. Who inspires me and where do I get inspiration from? Obviously nature. I get a lot of inspiration from nature. Who are my inspirations? My inspirations in music are very, very diverse and varied. And I do feel that although I'm not doing Native American style flute music, I definitely feel that these other musicians have some kind of impact on my overall musical being. So I definitely take inspiration from David Gilmour. He's like the most amazing guitarist ever, in my opinion. He's the guitarist of Pink Floyd, and I just love his guitar playing and the songs. David and Steve Gordon, their music is amazing, and it's why I got my flutes in the first place. Their music is the reason how I first was like, what is that instrument? I'm gonna get it. I actually thought they were panpipes. It was weird. I was like, I heard their music and I didn't know these. I didn't know about these. I didn't know they existed. And I thought this sound was panpipes, but then I heard songs that I knew were panpipes, and I thought, that's not panpipes, that's different. It's very different, but it's still got the similar sound. So I did some research, and then when I actually saw the album cover, I was like, oh, what's that instrument on there? That's obviously what they're playing. And it was a Native American style flute, so that was it for me. Their music, oh, thank you David Steve Gordon for your music. If you love Native American style flute music, definitely check them out. Who else are my inspirations? Little Wolf on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram. Her flute playing is amazing. So she inspires me. Who else? With the Native American style flute, I would say that's probably about where my inspiration goes. Little Wolf inspires me, and David Steve Gordon. David Gilmour for guitar, but also his melodies and the way he plays. And there are other musicians I get inspired by, but I won't go too much into detail on that. So let's say again, nature. Nature is my greatest teacher. I get a lot of inspiration from nature. Song names. How did I come up with song names? I always wondered this before I made music. I always used to think, I wonder if they name songs before they make the song, or do they name them after they make the song? For me, I definitely named them all after I made the song. I felt like naming the song was something I was so excited about. It was kind of like my reward for making the song. It just kept me really motivated. It keeps me motivated. The thought of naming it is like, I'll name it when it's done, and then I'll give it a name. And so that's how the names go. And then often the names would be related to, like, say 11 Degrees was because of the time of year, and it did have that kind of energy about it. Obviously I want names that sound nice as well. Earth Elements, I just came up with that name because, well, first I named the album Earth Elements, so I named the song after the album, and the album name came from, basically I'd already made like 4 or 5 songs, and I was like, what is this album actually about? Obviously it's nature, so do I call it nature something, or earth energy, or, you know, I didn't really know, couldn't think. And then when I saw Winter Sunrise, I instantly thought of the sun, and then the wisdom of water, and I thought elements, earth elements, definitely earth elements. And so it just went from there, and then I sort of kind of worked around that. But obviously I know, like, nocturnals and night is not an element as such, but it is an element of the earth. The dark is an element in a way. So that's how I came up with some of the names for my music. Oh, I'm getting a bit chilly. It's getting a bit cold in here. Oh, let's talk about the album cover. Yeah. So obviously that's me. Obviously. I said to my sister about 2 weeks ago, I said, Claudia, I'm making an album and I need a cover. I need a really nice, she does photography. I said, I need a really nice picture of me, and can you put an album cover together for me? And the weather was looking really bad, and I thought I didn't really fancy doing any cold and wet photo shoot, so I said, let's do an indoor one, and then I'll get a picture that I've taken from Dartmoor or some other local area that we could put, like, superimpose me onto it. So this picture is in Dartmoor, which my boyfriend actually took. He took the photo, which is just amazing. I love that photo, and it just works so well because this is where I got a lot of the audio from. So that stream, that waterfall is actually in the album. The red to me is, it's quite shamanic. It's got a shamanic, it's not red red, it's like an earth red. It's like, I can't explain it. It's an earthy red. So it's not like red red, it's an earthy red. And to me it's very shamanic. Normal red isn't shamanic to me, it's just red. This kind of red is like a shamanic colour. I don't know why, I just feel that. And because my drum was in it, and I do see the drum and the flutes as shamanic kind of instruments. That's why I chose this. And also the dress that I'm wearing, I wore that specifically for the album cover, this red one. And actually this is a dress I wore in my video Birds Are Like Angels. The necklace, this necklace is from Greece. It's from Rhodes, so it's a Greek necklace. I went to Rhodes a few years ago and I saw it and I absolutely fell in love with it. So that's the necklace. So there you go. There's a bit of talk about my album. I really hope I didn't babble on too much because I can talk. My battery is about to run out, so before that does, I'm going to quickly play you a tune on my flute. Thank you for watching my video, everybody. I just thought it would be really cool to make because I just think it's nice to know the backstory behind music. So I definitely wanted to share this with you. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel. If you have listened to my album, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't listened to my album, please do if you want this kind of music. It is very calming. Like I say, it's relaxing music. It will really help you feel calm and relieve any stress, and it will connect you with nature, and it will just help you just feel a sense of peacefulness. So thank you. I would like to say